Minecraft has a lot of different ways of traveling, some of them being super slow and the others being lightning fast. We have already taken a look at the fastest horizontal traveling methods, but today we are gonna take a look at the fastest way to travel, but vertically. So let's get right into it. I'm going to test out tons of methods, then measure the time and rank each one accordingly. Not gonna count the complexity of the build or how many blocks you need to gather. The only thing that matters to me is the time it takes to travel 100 blocks. We will also have a leaderboard and I'll also show you my top 3 favorite ways, so make sure to stay tuned. Starting off with one that's pretty easy to build and should be pretty fast. As you can see, it's the OG minecart elevator. Back in the day, this was pretty much the only way to travel up quickly. Just hop in the first minecart and start spamming a right click as fast as you can. It seems pretty fast and the result was 3.13 seconds, so it confirms. And if you want, you can even use an auto clicker to go even faster. Moving on to the next one, a bubble elevator. As you can see, it's just some water and the soul sand at the bottom, which create the bubbles. The bubbles are good since you don't drown in them. And the results are a bit slower than the last one, with 9.25 seconds. Placing this one in the second spot. Now something we have made in our mob museum that you saw a couple of weeks ago. The piston elevator. It takes a bit of room and time to build, but it looks really cool when finished. So let's try it out. Traveling 100 blocks with an elevator makes me feel like I'm going to the top floor of some kind of a skyscraper. And maybe because it takes a whole 50 seconds. I'm afraid this will be one of the slowest ones. But now a third place in our leaderboard. So the next thing I'm going to try out are the stairs. Pretty original, huh? Now you might think,
Lauri, this video was supposed to be about vertical ways of traveling.
well, yes I know, but it's not about the journey, it's about the destination. But we can use the stairs in 2 ways. First, we could run up the stairs with auto jump enabled, so let's try it out. So yeah, not bad at all, 12.4 seconds. Now let's try again, but this time without the auto jump. And as you can see, the regular running is much slower, finishing at 18 seconds. This will place the stairs methods in the 3rd and 4th place in our list. But moving on. I think no one can imagine playing Minecraft without their wings. So the next way to travel 100 blocks is to use rockets and elytra. It's super easy and doesn't require any building or time to prepare. Just put on your wings and enjoy the fireworks. Ready, set and go! From 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds. That is as fast as a Porsche 911. Like my queen from Cars once said, I am speed. And that speed put the elytra and rockets on the 2nd place in our rankings. Moving on to the next method, and for this one it needs to be raining. You will also need a trident that is enchanted with Riptide tree. As you know, with the Riptide enchantment you can charge up the trident and releasing it launches you into the air. Now let's try it out. Wow, that was fast. 100 blocks vertically in just 1.4 seconds. Placing the trident first in our rankings without any questions. Back to the redstone systems now. The slime block elevators could be something pretty useful for your base. A bit more complex, but just press the button and you will be in your desired location in a matter of seconds. And to be exact, 7.4 seconds. Placing this method in the 4th place in the rankings, not bad at all. At least this method is safer than the next method we are going to try, the TNT elevator. Please use at your own risk, I won't take any responsibility. Though the system is easy, press the button TNTs will be dispensed into the water and you should be standing in the middle. Also make sure to use a shield or some blast protection armor. Now let's try it out, and what could go wrong? Whoa, okay, that was really fast. And looking at the timer, it took us 5 seconds. If the TNTs would blow up instantly, it would be a lot faster, but sadly it just takes some time, placing this method in the 4th place for now. Moving forward, I have something that people have been using as long as Minecraft has been out: ladders. Just cut some wood and craft yourself a handy helper for every hole that you fall into. But testing it out, old doesn't always mean that it's gold. "43 seconds later, I got to the top. At least I can climb back down also." Ladders will be placed just before the last spot. Next method is also something for the early game: block stacking. Let's say you went mining and found a big ravine, but now you need to get out of it. Just take a few of the many cobblestone stacks that you have and start placing the blocks under you. Stack and a half later, you get to the ground, but 50 very long seconds have already passed, making the block stacking method share the last spot with the flying machine. Luckily, the next method doesn't require me to run or jump. I'll just sit into the minecart, push a button and enjoy my ride up. Rails can be easily duped, so this is a pretty easy build to make. And that gives us a time of 12.44 seconds. Putting this in the 8th spot. Not so bad, since it doesn't require much resources. Next up, we have something that is fairly common and's been used in the spawner mob farms. And that's the regular water elevator. Just add a column of water and place some signs on the way, so that you won't drown when going up long distances. Easy, right? But let's test it out. And trying it out, it gets us a result of 28.44 seconds, placing it as the number 10 on the ranking. Pretty okay for just using some water and signs. Now something for the sweet lovers. There is no doubt this is the weirdest method I'm gonna show you today. Riding a horse up the stairs that is made out of cakes. Yep, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Now yee-ho, my faithful knights, and before I can even take a bite out of any of the cakes, we have finished with a time of 5 seconds. Putting this really weird method in the 5th place on our leaderboard. A pretty good time for such a weird way of traveling. Now I have something a bit more complicated. The system does work well with a base up in the sky, for example. Just throw an ender pearl in the water before you go out into the wilderness. Then when you get back from your adventures, just press this button. The ender pearl will contact the trapdoor at the top and you will be teleported in no more than 1.28 seconds. That is really cool, and placing the ender pearl method at the top of the leaderboard. Last but not least, let's try something you probably have used before, the nether portals. Just hop into one and oh yeah, it takes some time to do its magic. Now re-enter the portal in the nether and hop out of another one at the top, counting in at 10.3 seconds and placing it at the 9th place in our leaderboard. Not the worst, but without the time it takes for the portals to teleport, it would be even better and faster. Finally, let's take a look at the leaderboard now. The fastest way to travel 100 blocks vertically is to use ender pearls. And the trident flying method is right behind it. And in the 3rd place we got the OG minecart elevator, old but gold. I also want to mention that the TNT elevator was a super quick one, but the preparations take a bit too much time. My personal favorites are of course the TNT elevator, as I like some action and sparks in my life. Elytra and rockets, as they are easy to use and doesn't require any special building. And I have to mention the horse and cake method, since it's so funny and stupid at the same time. But what method do you use the most in your own Minecraft worlds? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!